Curl WSL Finals are back. New faces join returning contenders to challenge the #1 seeds. It's time to find out who will rise. In dramatic fashion, it came down to the last heat of the championship tour season to see Jack Robinson clinch his spot in the final 5 to face off against Joao Chianca in match 1.
I just never stopped. I didn't say this was the last event. I said that one will be the last event.
You're there not for a podium, you're there for a trophy. It's gonna be a great battle and I'll give it all.
Ethan Ewing and San Clemente native Griffin Colapinto round out the contenders to see if anyone can overcome Felipe Toledo.
It's been a huge goal of mine just to get back there and have a shot at a world title.
I think it's my destiny to be a world champion. Standing on stage at Lowers with all my friends watching.
The next generation of female surfing has arrived to take on the world champions. Rookie Caitlin Simmers, second-year standout Molly Picklum joined Caroline Marks and Tyler Wright to fight for a shot to reach the title matches.
It's been a long time since I've been in title contention. Lowers is pretty close to where I live, so I'm excited.
I feel like I've put blood, sweat and tears and absolutely everything I have into everything I do.
I'm really excited and yeah, let's do this.
But the biggest question remains, will Carissa Moore find redemption this year?
I lost the world title after being in the lead all year. You know, given that opportunity again, I'd like to see how I could rise to the occasion.
Who will leave Lower Trestles crowned world champion?
It took me 10 years to win my first world title, and my world title gave me a lot of fire to come back stronger, and my plan is to go into the finals and win again.
The Rip Curl WSL Finals starts now. Good morning, everyone. You are watching the SAMBAZON Dawn Patrol for the Rip Curl WSL Finals. It is a cool Saturday morning, and the world's best have arrived. Katie Simmers, Molly Picklum talking to their coaches as we check out a firing lineup at Lower Trestles. World #1, 5-time world champ Carissa Moore taking control of these beautiful conditions with authority, looking smooth and ready, with her father by her side and the local hero through some parties throughout the week, signage everywhere through this town of San Clemente. He is all focused and ready, fueled up by a speech from Matthew McConaughey to prepare for game day. Mitch Colapinto, his father, often in the lifeguard tower. A lot different day for Mitch as he's hoping that all the dreams come true for his son Griffin. Thanks for being with us. What a special day for pro surfing. Joe Turpel, Rosie Hodge, who spent many years on the CT, and Hall of Famer Peter Mell. Let's spoil it, guys. It's on. I'm not waiting for the call from the chief of sport. How good is this, Rosie? We are crowning world champions today.
It feels great. I mean, we've been watching the lineup since dark this morning. There's waves out there. It's about head high, and it's just going to build throughout the day. We'll get the official call, but I'm so excited, Pete.
Absolutely. And you know what? The vibe is real. You come down here in the dark, everyone toting everything they need to have for the day's festivities, and I am so excited. 10 surfers are here today, and 1, 2 are going to be world champions.
We're not officially allowed to go from yellow to green, so let's do that and make it official with AJ McCord and Chief of Sport Jesse Miley-Dyer.
Peter, you were talking about the vibe down here on the beach. I can hardly hear you guys because, Jesse, the announcement just made on the water. We are on crowning world champs today. Give us what we're starting with here for finals day.
Yeah, we're going to be on with an 8 a.m. start, and yeah, you can barely hear yourself talk down here. Everyone is so excited. We'll be starting with the women, match 1. They'll be introduced at 7:55 to the crowd, and you know, this swell is here. It's well overhead. It's going to be an epic day for us down here.
I want to talk a little bit more about the swell because I know you've been keeping an eye on it very closely. What did you see this morning that gave you the confidence to go green?
Look, there's a lot of big sections out here today, and you know, a lot of sets. We've been down here for a long time, actually, the team and I watching, and you know, we really wanted to make sure that that swell that we've been tracking is here, and that all those opportunities are there for our surfers today. You know, to win a world title down here in one day, it's really special, and you know, you got to make sure that there's some good waves out there. So there's huge sections, a lot of swell. It's meant to continue to pick up actually throughout this morning. So yeah, I mean, may the best man and women win.
I love it. Let's go. So we're on. Joey, Peter, Rosie, send it back to you to get us set.
Thank you so much, AJ. And Jesse Miley-Dyer making it green lit. We are on crowning our champions today. We saw the surf a bit there. It's pumping. There's huge sections. Let's back it up with a Surfline forecast to show why that we turned to green here on Saturday morning, Pete.
Well, HOBA is why, exactly why. It is pumping down there, and what this hurricane surf, we get lots of it. It's local. It's really close, so it means we're going to have shorter interval, but it's going to be set after set after set with plenty of opportunity. It's very south angled. We're going to have it right at like 175 to 180. It is going to improve in direction and size through the day. We're supposed to have light winds, which is always good, but I think the best part about what we're seeing in this forecast is the fact that we have extra opportunities if we need to pull out, but we're not pulling out. We're straight up going for it. It is going to be massive today, going up and picking up in size. We're going to have good winds most of the day, but again, tons of opportunity. They're going to be going lefts, rights. They're both good. They're both going to be on today. The section with those south angle, it is a little bit more walled on the rights, but what has done is created some major sections, which is what we want to see for these surfers.
That's right. Thanks, Pete. What happens when you get those big walled kind of sections on the right here on a day like today, Rosie?
Major combos, and I think also with the shorter interval, even if we do have a little bit of wind, because there's so many waves, it's going to keep that face clean. So positive attributes all around for today.
Everyone at San Clemente, locals, were down here on dark. There's a lot of people with hats and shirts backing up Griffin Colapinto. I've been so curious, how would you go to sleep the night before a day like this, Pete?
You'd have to try. It would be, especially for Griffin, his first opportunity really for trying for a world title. He's got to be able to just kind of slow things down a little bit, take it in, soak every moment. I think Matthew McConaughey said it best to him this morning.
Exactly. Colapinto next to his coach, Tommy Whitaker, as he's holding one of his boards. Let's hear from the man himself with Griffin Colapinto's board breakdown.
My quiver is basically just a couple boards copied off the magic board that I rode in El Salvador that I got second on to Philippe. That board's on ice, but then I got like 3 or 4 copies made, and this is one of them. Dimensions are 5'11", 18.88 width, 2.44 thickness, and then 28.4 liters. Driver 3.0, I like to use the round tails with this. I have a lot of kick in the tail, so it makes it like pretty loose back there, but I got these large John fins futures, and that kind of stiffens it up a bit, so it's like a good combo right in the middle. And then the rails also are a little bit more pulled down, so that way there's a little less rail in the water, so I feel like you go faster. You have to create a lot of your own speed out there. The wave doesn't really give it to you that much, it's more like you creating it. The flatter rocker will help you do that. A lot of the rockers kind of like back here and then up through the nose, it kind of flattens out a bit, so that way like you can get a lot of speed up front, and then when you need to get on rail for your turns, you kind of move back a little bit, and then that's what makes you be able to turn tight in the pocket. Being a well-rounded surfer, being able to do airs, carves, snaps, every kind of high-performance turn really plays a big part at Lowers because it has every opportunity for that. And this is the magic board.
All about finding the magic board, and Griffin Colapinto's got an incredible relationship with local shaper Matt Biolis, who also won the CT Shaper rankings this year. Matt calls Carissa Moore his MVP of winning that award, and also he'll have Caroline Marks to have the boards for today on this World Title Day. But Griffin talked about eloquently his quiver. We've kind of seen some of those designs throughout this year as well.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, and him just saying that this is a replica of a board that he beat Felipe Toledo on in El Salvador. So knowing that he's got confidence in that equipment, we saw some free surfing footage. He obviously wasn't riding that board. He's keeping it on ice. You got to save those best boards for big moments.
Such a smart move, Pete.
It is. Again, when the boards you have a confidence in, you got to have those ones saved, and that's what he's done.
Looking forward to this one starting off. Remember, greenlit, crowning champions today. Speaking of champions, haven't had a California world champ since this man, Tommy Curran, who won back in 1990 for his third. He'll be with Kaipo up next. The Rip Curl WSL Finals are brought to you by Yeti, built for the wild. By Shiseido, official sunscreen of the World Surf League. By SAMBAZON, enjoy the delicious powers of acai. By Turtle Bay, official resort of the World Surf League. By Tudor, official timekeeper of the Rip Curl WSL Finals. And by Rip Curl, the ultimate surfing company.
Welcome back to the SAMBAZON Dawn Patrol here. Finals day. We're at Lower Trestles, and you know what? It's September, but it feels like Halloween because I got a treat for you. Three-time world champ, Tom Curran. We've been talking. Tommy, good to have you here.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, we got, gosh, we've been talking a lot of story about this upcoming day. It's a big day. We haven't had a Californian world champ since yourself in 1990. Griffin Colapinto, he's got a chance for a world title today. What do you think about that?
Well, I think in a lot of ways the odds are on his side. You know, he kind of grew up here, and of course we've seen him surfing in the NSSA and other events as a grommet, and he's. I saw him this morning. He looks like he's feeling good.
Yeah, what do you think about Lower Trestles? I mean, you've had your competitive success over here. It's a high-performance wave at Lowers. Your thoughts on this venue, on this break?
That's right. It's all about high performance, and the waves are not absolutely perfect, but they're consistent and they're decent size. So it gives that little bit of opportunity for spontaneous maneuvers. So I think that's going to be almost more exciting than if it's actually totally perfect.
We're anticipating thousands and thousands of people to show up today. And how does the crowd play into the factor for a competitor? Because I know you have that feeling. I remember OP Pro, tens of thousands of people on the beach. How does that energy affect the competitors?
Apparently, it's a good thing, and whether the fans are going to play a role in the actual outcome, it's possible, because if a favorite gets a good one and you're sitting out there hearing all of that, you know, so it just depends on how rowdy it gets. I know there's a lot of Brazilians on the beach, I noticed, and they are, you know, very passionate, and so they'll bring as much noise as they usually do.
Yeah, we're good to see. I feel we got the hometown where I got probably most of San Clemente is going to come down to Lowers today. Plus, we always know the Brazilians come up and support their surfers. Talking about supporting, you're supporting a book tour right here, Shaping Surf History. It's a wonderful picture book by photographer Jimmy Medico. Can you talk to me about the book?
Yeah, Jimmy came to California and went to school, Brooks Institute in Santa Barbara, and kind of somehow chronicled the whole progress of the Almeric with Sean Thompson, and so yeah, a lot of good things in there. It's a project that finally got finished, and so yeah, very stoked to be a part of it.
Yeah, I mean, I've been paging through this book. It has some of these classic shots and a transitionary period from 80 to 83 we saw, and the support of Tom and Sean Thompson coming off the single fins, twin fins, going into thrusters. If you want to see more Shaping Surf History, JimmyMedicoGalleries.com, or you can get this at the Rip Curl stores. We got a big day coming up. Thank you, Tom Curran. Finals day, it's on. Let's get going. More of the SAMBAZON Dawn Patrol after this.
Candy Crush Soda comes from the makers of the original Candy Crush game, available in Google Play and App Stores. You can point your phone on the QR code on the screen to download now. Candy Crush Soda, the perfect game to unwind and have fun. The WSL has taken over Candy Crush Soda with Surf Season for a month-long tournament. Download Candy Crush Soda to play Surf Season now for your chance to win a custom surfboard signed by the top 10 WSL surfers. Pete Mel, your favorite character?
My favorite character? Mr. Yeti. But you got to hang out with Batula because they'll get you Wonder Balls. And also Kimmy. She's touring you around all of the game. So I love it. I've been playing Candy Crush Soda for a long time.
I love that. As we see a lot of the world's best down here ready to compete for a world title on today. We've got Ethan Ewing catching up with Darren Handley, the number 3 seed. Jack Robinson, he's in the first match against Joao Chianca. This will be followed by the heat of Molly Picklum and Caitlin Simmers. Robinson, number 5, so Chianca's going to start off with priority. First time that's ever happened in surfing history. It's like Caroline Marks just, pretending it's a normal day here in San Clemente. We'll see if her dreams come true as she is going to wait for the winner of match number 1. Molly Picklum, with Glenn Microhall as her coach, takes on Katie Simmers. Katie 17, Molly 20. Superstars figuring out the system in an incredibly rapid pace on the championship tour.
Yeah, and as we analyze the day, I feel like this morning, taking a moment, thinking about how the athletes would be feeling, waking up, knowing that today is the day, and really, quietening the mind. I think you spoke about that, Pete, and trying to just not let the moment overcome them and let their surfing really speak for itself.
I love the format. I love that they have to feel this pressure. I love that throughout the whole season. It's been awesome. We're now here at the climax, and we all feel it. It's incredible.
I couldn't sleep last night. I woke up at 3 and I called Joel Parkinson, 2012 world champ, and he said, I am so glad I don't have to feel the pressure of this format. He's going to be watching every match today. He said it's so exciting to see the pressure mounting on the surfers' shoulders, and it's going to go by very quickly. Getting very close to the start here of the Rip Curl WSL Finals in 2023. Molly Picklum taking on Katie Simmers, and a ton of fans for Toledo downstairs.
Surf fans, it is time! Your first match of the 2023 Rip Curl WSL Finals is set to be an instant classic with 2 of the most exciting surfers on the planet set to rip these amazing waves here at Lower Trestles. Introducing your number 5 seed wearing the orange jersey, number 76, the pride of Oceanside, California. Give it up for Caitlin Simmers. And from Terrigal, Australia, your number 4 seed wearing the green jersey, number 26, Molly Picklum. We got 35 minutes on the clock. Amazing waves on the horizon. The future of surfing happening right now. Let's do this.
Molly Picklum with the full sprint now to the water's edge. Caitlin Simmers taking her time behind her. Getting their first experience of those big world title introductions. Nice warm embrace for Katie, coming from Oceanside, California. Just about 20-25-minute drive to the south from where we're located today in San Clemente. A rookie on tour and just 17 years of age with a chance today to become the youngest world champion ever. But she's got a long way to go being the number 5 seed. We did see that last year, Steph going all the way and clinching an 8th world title from match number 1. We'll see if we have another story like that this season. Joe Turpel, Rosie Hodge, Pete Mel taking a break, and like to introduce Richie Lovett, a man who won here at Lowers 20 years ago with over 100 championship tour events surfed. Rich, so great to have you in Southern California for a big day like this.
Thanks, Joe. Great to be back. Trestles is a really special place for a lot of surfers, and I've been coming here for a lot of years now. I've obviously got amazing memories here, and I'm excited to be sitting here with you guys in the booth and calling all the action. I'm a huge fan of pro surfing, and for me, this is like an incredible day.
Let's dive into the brackets now, starting with the women, kicking things off with match number 1. You can see Katie Simmers and Molly Picklum. Picklum will have priority earning that by being the 4th seed over the 5th seed, Rosie.
Yeah, that's fun to incentivize that 4th seed. And knowing these two women, they've got great competitive history together. I'm really excited about this first matchup.
Whoever wins that takes on Caroline Marks, Rick.
Yeah, that's going to be an interesting matchup. And, the two youngsters, it's all new to them. And they've got so much ahead of them here. But Caroline, I feel like she's going to have a little bit more experience in that second matchup. And the lefts today, in my opinion, are really going to come into play. And that's going to fall into Caroline's favour.
Really top-heavy with the world champs, Tyler Wright, the 2 seed. And once again, 3rd straight season, Carissa Moore, the number 1 seed. As we check out the men's bracket, starting off with match 1, Joao Chianca, priority to kick things off over world number 5, Jack Robinson Rowe.
Yeah, I mean, you can't fault either of these surfers. Just watching them free surf, watching the warm-ups, they both look in tune, Richie.
Yeah, they absolutely do. Interesting, Jack Robinson was out there, spent a lot of time warming up this morning. Joao only just arrived at the beach, so, just a late entry. And that matchup coming after that is going to be super exciting as well with Ethan Ewing.